Hey folks, this is Bailey from Dank Wargaming, and I'd like to welcome you to our series on charging in the game Warhammer 40,000. In today's video, we'll be looking at the 4 basic steps to completing a charge in the charge phase. Let's get to it. Alright folks, let's get into the first step of the charge phase, which is to choose a unit to charge with. Now there are a couple caveats to choosing a unit to charge with. For example, if you had a unit that advanced or fell back in the preceding movement phase to this charge phase, then that unit is not allowed to charge unless you have some sort of special rule or ability that allows you to do so. Additionally, the unit that would like to charge may not be within an inch of any enemy model. So I have my Hormagaunts here, and I have my combat gauge here, my trusty combat gauge. I'm going to measure, alright, no enemy units within an inch of any of my models, so this unit can be selected to charge. However, the final piece of the puzzle is they must be within 12 inches of an enemy unit in order to charge. So let's find out. I have a unit of Dark Angel Scouts here. Let's take my measuring tape and see if they're within 12 inches. Here's 12 inches all the way back here to my dice box, so you can see they're clearly within the 12-inch range. So I can declare this charge. So I'm going to move on to step 2, which is to declare a charge. I will declare a charge against this unit with my Hormagaunts. I can choose to charge more than one unit, but in this case, I'm going to choose to charge just them. Now, that leads us to step 3, which is Overwatch, which is a special kind of shooting that a unit being charged may perform. You may only do this as long as there's no enemy units already within an inch of them when they are declared as a charged target. So since they're not already in combat, then I may declare the charge, or declare to use Overwatch against the charge declared against me. So the way that works is that I look at my unit stats, and they all have bolt guns. So they're rapid fire 1, and they're within half range, in which they'd have to be, since they're 24-inch range, and I was declared as a target of a charge, which is also 12 inches. That means I get 2 shots per guy, so I'm just going to grab my 10 dice here and roll them, looking for 6s. Now, because they're Dark Angels, and they did not move in the preceding movement phase, I get to reroll my 1s. So I reroll, oh, still got a 1. Oh well. Well, anyway, I'm going to look for 6s. In the Overwatch shooting, you can only ever hit on a 6 unless you have special rules that say otherwise, such as Tau. So I have all these 6s here. That's pretty good. They're Strength 4 against Toughness 3. Since I'm above but not double my opponent's toughness, that means I wound on 3s instead of 2s or 4s. So, roll these dice here. Okay, all of these are going to wound. And then I look at the armor save, right? They're AP 0 bolters against armor save 6. So my Hormagaunts are going to try and save. And I save all but 1. That's a pretty hot roll in there, Tex. So, I lose 1 guy. And since I want to make sure my charge succeeds, I don't want to take anyone from the front, but I also don't want to pull myself away from any of my buffs in the back. So I'll take this guy here on the side and let him die. Now I move to the final part of the charge phase, the actual charge roll itself. I take 2 dice, roll them, add the total result together, and I have to get at least 1 model from my charging unit within an inch of a model in the unit I declared to charge against. So, let's see what I need to get first before I roll these dice. So I think when I did it earlier, I ended up being about within 6 inches, so I need to roll at least a 5 on 2 dice. So, I'll go ahead and do that now. Hopefully. I got exactly a 5. That helps. So, I have to move the first model within an inch of an enemy model in the squad that I declared to charge against. So the first model I move has to be into combat. So it has to. So I'll move this guy here to within an inch. I'll double check that with my combat gauge. Yep, I'm in. But then the rest of my models, they can move the charge distance, which is 5 inches, anywhere they want. But for right now, I'm just going to move them forward, maintaining unit coherency. Whenever you move a model, you must maintain unit coherency. And maintain my daisy chain, as it is called, back to my buffs in the rear. I don't want to lose all my buffs. Double check coherency here. I've maintained it. And there you go. That is how to complete a charge in the charge phase for Warhammer 40,000. Hey folks, thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing the video. If you want to know more about Dank Wargaming, please check our description for links to our other social media accounts, as well as our website and blog. If you liked this video, don't worry, there'll be additional videos in the series going forward. Once again, I'm Bailey from Dank Wargaming, reminding you that if your lists start to tank, then it is time to get dank.